A pleasant day, everyone. My name is Guadalquiver, and for today's topic, we will be going to discuss about the Chapter 8 of Legal Aspects in Tourism and Hospitality, entitled Laws Regulating Accommodation Establishments. So we have the overview, the introduction, nature and description of the business, building permits, general requirements of all buildings by use or occupancy, lights and ventilation, general design and construction requirements. So for the learning objectives, we have to identify the laws affecting the accommodation sector, identify the rights of hotel guests, and explain how quality and safety standards are maintained by hotels and similar establishments by meeting minimum requirements of the law. In year 2003, there were clear indications of increasing number of tourist arrivals in the Philippines. That is why DOT or Department of Tourism reiterated the need to construction more hotel rooms to accommodate the target tourist. This confirmed the major role accommodation establishments play in boosting the tourism industry. This chapter will deal with the different laws regulating different accommodations establishments. To start with, to our report, we have nature and description of the business. So first, hotel. Hotel, or it is a building, edifice, or premises, or a completely independent part thereof, which is used for the regular reception, accommodation, or lodging of travelers and tourists, and the provision of services incidental thereto for a fee. Next is resort. Resort is any place or places with pleasant environment and atmosphere conducive to comfort, helpful relaxation and rest, offering food, sleeping accommodation, and recreational facilities to the public for a fee or remuneration. Next is tourist inn. Tourist inn is a lodging establishment catering for transients which does not meet the minimum requirements of an economy hotel. And we have also apartel. Apartel is any building or edifice containing several independent and furnished or semi-furnished apartments, regularly leased to tourists and travelers for dwelling on a more or less long-term basis and offering basic services to its tenants, similar to hotels. This type of accommodation is sometimes called service apartments. So next we have also pension house. Pension house is a private or family-operated tourist boarding house, tourist guest house, or tourist lodging house, employing non-professional domestic helpers, regularly catering to tourists and travelers, containing several independent lettable rooms, providing common facilities such as toilets, bathrooms, showers, living and dining room, and or kitchen, and where a combination of board and lodging may be provided. And next we have also motorist hotel or motel, any structure with several separate units, primarily located along the highway with individual or common parking space at which motorists may obtain lodging and in some instances meals. So let's move forward to the rules on the operation and management of resorts outline several key regulations. So number 1, we have sanitation measures. Resorts must adhere to sanitation standards outlined in PD 856 Code on Sanitation of the Philippines. Next, we have lifeguards and security. Resorts must provide well-trained lifeguards accredited by recognized safety organizations and adequate security for guest safety. And next, we have also medical services. Resorts must have access to a physician and employ first aiders certified by the National Red Cross or equivalent organization. They should also have necessary medical supplies and life-saving equipment. 4, we have buoys and safety measures. Buoys should be placed in designated safe swimming areas, complying with government regulations. Precautionary measures should be taken, including restrictions on night swimming and posting warning signs. Number 5, we have prohibited acts. So, no pets or animals are allowed to swim at beaches and certain fishes activities are prohibited. Ambulant vendors are not permitted within resort premises and littering is strictly prohibited. Additionally, new resorts cannot be established within a 5-kilometer radius of pollution-causing factories or plants. So let's move forward to responsibilities of accommodation establishments according to Article 2180, Paragraph 4 of the new Civil Code. Owners and managers of an establishment are responsible for damages caused by their employees in the service of the branches in which the latter are employed or on the occasion of their functions. This means that if an employee is found negligent, it is presumed that the employer was negligent in selecting or supervising them. Therefore, the owners and managers of the establishments can be held liable for damages caused by their employees. Next, we have National Building Code of the Philippines, Section 104, General Building Requirements. So, first, buildings or structures must adhere to safe construction principles and be appropriate for their intended use. We have also structures used for manufacturing should also incorporate environmental protection measures, and we have also all buildings and facilities must be kept in safe, sanitary, and operational condition, ensuring the well-being of occupants and maintaining functionality. So, Section 105, Site Requirements. The construction site for a building or structure must be sanitary, hygienic, and safe, and must be located at a safe distance from polluted water, air, volcanoes, or other potential fire or explosion sources. So let's move forward to general requirements of all buildings by use or occupancy, Section 704. Location on property. So general number building shall be constructed unless it adjoins or has direct access to a public space, yard, or street on at least one of its sides. So, like sa mga residential buildings nga na ay direct access sa public road or street. This promote convenient access and promote safety. So, we have also fire resistance of walls. So, exterior walls shall have fire resistance and opening protection. Like anong mga factory, they built it with fire-resistant materials like concrete or steel and equip fire-rated doors and windows para ma-minimize ang risk or to prevent the spread of fire in case nga na ay fire. Next, we have building permit, Section 301. Building permits or no buildings or structure can be erected, constructed, altered, repaired, moved, converted, or demolished without obtaining a building permit from the designated building official. This applies to individuals, firms, corporations, or government entities. Like for example, aning nagtukod og boarding house. Before ka makatukod og building, you need to obtain a building permit from the local building official nga magtukod ka og room to make your building legal. So next, we have Section 302, Application for Permits. So, to secure a building permit, applicants must submit a written application on the prescribed form to the office of the building official. The application should include essential information such as description of the work to be covered by the permit, details about the lot, including ownership evidence or title or lease contract if the applicant is not the owner. We have also to intend use or occupancy for the proposed work, estimate cost of the project. Like for instance, a property owner submits a written application to the office of the building official, providing detailed plans and specification prepared by licensed professionals from the constructions of a new restaurant. So, additionally, applicants must submit 5 sets of plan and specification prepared, signed, and sealed by licensed professionals such as architect, civil engineer, mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, sanitary engineer, or master plumber, depending on the nature of the plans. So next, we have lights and ventilation. Article 801 or General Requirements of Light and Ventilation. So subject to the provisions of the Civil Code of the Philippines on easements of light and view and to the provision of this part of the code, every building shall be designed, constructed, and equipped to provide adequate light and ventilation. So all buildings shall face a street or public alley or a private street which has been duly approved. So it is very important to have enough lights and ventilations sa atuang area para po dili suffocating ang iyang atmosphere and for safety purposes as well in case na ay sunog. So next article is Article 806 or size and dimensions of rooms. So minimum room sizes and dimensions. So number 1, rooms for human habitations. Each habitable room must have a minimum area of 6 square meters and at least horizontal dimensions of 2 meters. This provision sets standards for the minimum size of rooms intended for human occupancy, ensuring habitable living spaces that meet certain spatial requirements for comfort and functionality. Next is kitchens. So kitchens must have minimum area of 3 square meters and at least horizontal dimensions of 1.5 meters. So kitchens are allocated a minimum area to accommodate essential appliances and allow for efficient movement and usage within the space. Next, we have bathrooms and toilets. So bathroom and toilets must have a minimum area of 1.2 square meters and at least horizontal dimensions of 0.9 meters. So minimum dimensions for bathrooms and toilets are specified to ensure they are adequately sized for their intended purpose while considering practical usage and spatial constraints. These standards aim to promote livable and functional spaces within buildings, contributing to the overall well-being and convenience of occupants. Next, we have Article 807 or airspace requirements in determining the size of rooms. So, number 1, we have schoolrooms. The minimum of 3 cubic meters of airspace per person along with 1 square meters of floor area per person is intended to provide a comfortable and conducive learning environment, promoting the well-being of students. Number 2, we have workshops, factories, and offices. Requiring 12 cubic meters of airspace per person in these spaces is crucial for maintaining a healthy work environment. So it helps prevent the accumulation of pollutants and ensures a sufficient supply of fresh air, contributing to the overall safety and productivity of occupants. Number 3, we have habitable rooms. So the higher requirements of 14 cubic meters of airspace per person for habitable rooms, such as bedrooms and living areas, aims to create living spaces with optimal air circulation, enhancing the comfort and health of residents. So these standards reflect a balance between maintaining indoor air quality and providing adequate space for various activities, ultimately contributing to the well-being and safety of individuals within these constructed spaces. So next article, we have Article 808, window openings. So every room intended for any use not provided with artificial ventilation system as herein specified in this code shall be provided with a window or windows with a total free area of opening equal to at least 10% of the floor area of room, and such window shall open directly to a courtyard, public street or alley, or open water courses. So this regulation ensures that rooms have access to natural ventilation and fresh air, contributing to a comfortable and healthy environment for occupants. It promotes proper air circulation and helps prevent issues related to poor indoor air quality. So next article is Article 811 or artificial ventilation. So whenever artificial ventilation is required, the equipment shall be designed and constructed to meet the following minimum requirements in air changes. So for rooms entirely above grade and used as bakeries, hotels or restaurant kitchens, laundries, other than accessories to dwellings and boilers rooms, not less than 10 changes of air per hour shall be provided. These standards ensures adequate ventilation and air quality in spaces where natural ventilation may be insufficient or impractical, promoting the health and safety of occupants and supporting the proper functioning of activities conducted within this room. So next we have sanitation. Section 901 of the Code establishes general requirement for buildings intended for human habitation should have number 1, adequate potable water supply. Buildings must be equipped with a reliable source of drinkable water. Number 2, we have plumbing installation. Proper plumbing system must be in place to ensure efficient water distribution and waste disposal. Number 3, we have wastewater treatment or disposal system. Building should have a system for treating and disposing of wastewater to prevent environmental hazards. 4, we have stormwater drainage. Measures must be taken to manage stormwater, preventing flooding and related issues. 5, next we have pest and vermin control. Buildings must implement measures to control pests and vermin, promoting a hygienic environment. Number 6, we have noise abatement device. Adequate measures should be in place to minimize and control noise levels, contributing to a peaceful living environment. Next, we have registration of guests and occupants. The Civil Code of the Philippines, particularly Articles 1998 to 2004, mandates the registration of guests and or occupants in accommodation establishments. So hotel keepers are responsible for the deposits given by travelers or guests, and they cannot escape liability for lost or damaged items brought by guests. So liability extends to cases where loss or injury is caused by hotel employees, strangers, thieves, or robbers without the use of armed and irresistible force. So however, hotel keepers are not liable in case of force majeure or when the loss is due to the acts of the guest, their family, servants, or visitors. Additionally, DOT Memorandum Circular Number 2006 to 2009, Series of 2006, emphasizes the adoption of safety and security measures in hotels, resorts, and similar accommodation establishments. It requires the registration of guests, visitors, and joiners, along with proper documentation through valid official documents. Efficient recording of information on vehicles transporting guests is also mandated. Failure to comply with this circular can lead to the review of the establishment's accreditations by the Department of Tourism. Next topic, we have the National Homestay Program. So managed by the Department of Tourism, offers travelers comfortable accommodations with Filipino families near tourist attractions. To be accredited, homestay sites must meet certain criteria. So for homestay sites, number 1, peaceful environment in the area. Next, we have presence of natural man-made attractions. Number 3, accessibility via transportation services and good road conditions. Number 4, willingness of the host community to participate. Number 5, we have lack of commercial accommodation facilities in the area. So for home facilities, number 1, structures made of durable materials and in good condition, pleasant and healthful surroundings. We have at least 1 adequately furnished guest rooms. Number 4, availability of extra beds, adequate lighting, water supply, clean bathroom facilities, meals at reasonable rates, and ventilation options. So these criteria ensure a comfortable and enjoyable experience for tourists while supporting local communities. Next topic, we have waste management under Presidential Decree Number 1152, the Environmental Code of the Philippines. The dumping or disposal of solid waste into the sea and any body of water is prohibited. This includes shorelines and river banks to prevent contamination. Violation may lead to non-renewal of license within the local government unit. Waste management programs are mandated for provinces, cities, and municipalities with guidelines set by the Department of Interior and Local Government. So next and lastly, we have security and safety. It is important for hotels, resorts, and similar accommodation establishments to adhere to DOT Memorandum Circular Number 2006 to 2009, Series of 2006, which outlines safety and security measures. So compliance ensures the safety, convenience, and enjoyment of both local and foreign tourists, in alignment with Executive Order 120. Failure to comply may lead to a review of the establishment's accreditation. So for the conclusion, the regulations governing accommodation establishments in the Philippines are comprehensive and aim to ensure the safety, security, and satisfactions of guests while promoting sustainable practices and environmental protection. These regulations cover various aspects, including building construction standards, hotel liability, guest registration procedures, safety and security measures, and waste management requirements. Compliance with these regulations is essential for the successful and sustainable operation of accommodation facilities in the country. So, that is all about my report. Thank you for watching.